the role of state governments in overcoming insecurity in Nigeria. Insecurity is a scourge that has entrenched itself deeply within our national fabric, presents challenges far beyond mere public safety. It tests the resilience of our governance functions, strengthens our developmental aspiration, and undermines the unity that binds us as one people. For too long, the discourse around insecurity has been dominated by responses anchored primarily in federal military and police actions, often neglecting the indispensable strategic role that state governments must play in restoring peace, restoring trust, and enabling prosperity at the grassroots level. Before digging deeper into the core components of this important topic, kindly permit me to place on record my sincere appreciation to the management of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, ably led by the very profound and erudite Professor Yahosa Osagi, for extending this invitation to speak at this exclusive platform. Under Professor Osagi's visionary leadership, NIA has not only upheld but expanded its mandate, emerging as a version of intellectual rigor and political policy guidance for national and international matters alike. This gathering within this venerable court serves as a reminder of the power of ideas when fused with purposeful action to shape the destiny of our great nation. Distinguished guests, like most of us here are already well aware, the oldest and most fundamental justification for the existence of government is its role as a protector, shielding citizens from violence and ensuring collective security. Long before governments assumed responsibilities for welfare, education, and economic development, their primary purpose was to safeguard life and property from internal disorder and external threats. In a world where chaos looms without order, the state's legitimacy is rooted in its capacity to uphold peace, enforce laws, and provide a secure environment where individuals can thrive. Protection from violence is not merely a function of governance. It is a moral condition and enduring claim of authority. Today, as we confront the security landscape forth with complexity, it is essential to acknowledge that insecurity in Nigeria is not merely a matter of law enforcement. It is a systematic of deeper governance deficits, exclusionary politics, and socio-economic marginalization. A few militarized response, where necessary in some aspect, is insufficient to stem the tide of violence that threatens to enravel the public of our communities. The solution lies in a comprehensive, multifaceted approach, with state governments assuming a leading role, not merely as intermediaries, but as architects of peace, social cohesion, and economic development. Stemming insecurity, the Kaduna State example, May 2023 till date. Allow me to present Kaduna State as a macrocosm and instructive example of this principle in action. When my administration took office in 2023, Kaduna was indeed a state beset by insecurity, rigged with banditry, kidnappings, and common conflicts, and terrorist precautions. The pervasive climate of fear had left villages deserted, farms untended, markets silenced, and social services disrupted. Yet, instead of yielding to despair or relying exclusively on militarized ventures. We charted a path centered on inclusive governance, dialogue, and honesty to learn. Our guiding philosophy was straightforward, yet profound. Security is not merely the absence of violence, but the presence of justice, opportunity, and mutual trust. Peace cannot be imposed, it must be cultivated from within communities. This impulse backs the Kaduna peace model, a homegrown strategic framework outcome of coordinated dialogue, grassroots inclusion, and social economy. The Kaduna peace model. Central to this model is the understanding that the rules of insecurity transcend criminality, encompass grievances related to identity, resource access, and political exclusions. We therefore convene over 50 consultative forums engaging traditional rulers, Fulani herders, farmers, youth leaders, and sustainable peace is inseparable from inclusion and the meaningful participation of all stakeholders in conflict resolution and governance. To translate these dialogues into actionable structures, we establish Peace Council at the senatorial district level. This body is chaired by elders respected across ethnic and religious lines, some as vital mediators resolving disputes before escalation and fostering a culture of reconciliation. Importantly, this grassroots peace architecture complements rather than supplants the formal security apparatus, fostering cooperation over competition, strengthening community policy. We simultaneously recognize the critical role of community policy by empowering local vigilance groups through training, equipment, and communication tools. We forge a symbiotic relationship between communities and state security forces, especially the nation's military, the police, the Department of State Services, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and so on. This partnership we consciously created and nurtured has yielded tangible results, restoring safety to vast areas, reviving economic activities, and opening more than 535 schools that were closed before we came, and revitalizing livestock trades routes previously blocked by bandits, linking peace to development. Yet peace without development remains fragile. Our security recovery efforts have been deliberately linked to the comprehensive infrastructural renaissance and social investment. Since 2023, Kaduna has embarked on an ambitious program to rehabilitate and construct, in the first place, 85 roads stretching over 705 kilometers, reconnecting isolated communities with urban centers and markets. Many of these infrastructure projects, especially those of the rural areas and previously underserved communities, have been completed and commissioned. The second phase is delivering over 50 more roads and bridges totaling 550 kilometers. This effort not only facilitates commerce and social interaction, but also represents the physical manifestation of state presence and authority in vulnerable parts of our estates. Education and healthcare have emerged as pillars of stability. We have constructed or rehabilitated over 1,700 classrooms, established over 62 new secondary schools, and reduced tuition fees at state tertiary institutions by half, making education accessible and equitable to the most vulnerable in our states. We also understand that academic or formal education alone is insufficient for youth empowerment and economic resilience. To this end, my administration established 3 institutes of vocational training and skill development at Legachukwu, Samari, Kaduna, and Sola, all commissioned in June 2025 by President Bola Tinubu, GCFR. And these institutions were adjourned by the Minister of Education and the Executive Chairman, LBT, to be more equipped than any federal university technology in Germany. Additionally, the iconic Panteko Market, Africa's largest informal skill center, has been modernized. What I'm saying here in Kaduna, we have Panteko Market. When we came as government, the largest informal skill hub in Africa was Berkali, of Kenya. But in the last 1 year, Panteko Market in Kaduna has been attacking Berkali in Kenya was skill hub in the whole of Africa. Over 38,000 apprentices are blending tradition with innovation. And when they practice, we are given certification by LBT from anywhere in the world. It may interest this very distinguished audience to note that before I took office as governor in 2023, Kaduna State was number 12 in the wide ranking in the whole of the Today, we are number 7. And at the rate we are going, Kaduna will become number 1. Before we complete our major works, in healthcare, more than 1,100 primary healthcare centers have been built. 255 of these primary healthcare centers have been upgraded to level 2, the highest by any state in Nigeria. So, what we are talking here is our primary healthcare centers have been upgraded to level 2, meaning the only state next to Kaduna is having only 100 upgraded to level 2, and we are 255 in the state as 2. Maternal health services have improved drastically. Pregnant women are able to access fully equipped and staffed facilities across the state. We are bringing essential services closer to the populace and reducing the disease burden that undermines societal resilience. A flagship achievement is the commissioning of a 300-bed specialist hospital named in honor of President Bola Tinubu, reflecting our commitment to a world-class medical care for all citizens. A clear acknowledgement that human security and well-being are inseparable from sustainable peace. Transportation innovation further illustrates the complex of development security. The introduction of 100 compressed natural gas buses under the Kaduna subsidized transport scheme, providing free rides to workers, students, and retirees, has enhanced mobility and economic participation. Additionally, the ongoing construction of the Kaduna bus rapid transit system and the southern terminal, the first of its kind in northern Nigeria, signal a leap toward urban modernization, offering only affordable and environmentally friendly transport solutions. Our transportation vision goes further to lay rails. The Kaduna Light Rail project, now at an advanced stage, will be rolled out in phases. Phase 1 will revive the Legachukwu Southern Tertiary Corridor. Phase 2 will link Millennium City to the Abuja-Kaduna Rail with ties of 50 kilometers of strategic transit. Simultaneously, we are upgrading and digitizing our trailer parks at Tapa and Barabas in collaboration with private investors. Each designed to accommodate 500 trucks to unlock revenue from accidents, relieve congestion, and improve efficiency for our long-haul transport operations. For the sake of regulatory clarity and security, we launched in 2023 an began investigation and organization of illegal water parks in the state. Inclusive governance and unity. Current diverse social fabrics encompassing Hausa, Fulani, Wali, Kagoro, Katavi, Kaji, Java, and other ethnic groups, as well as Muslims and Christians, provides a living laboratory demonstrating that inclusive governance can bridge historic divides. Our administration has consciously rejected ethnic and religious favoritism, fostering trust, rooted in meritocracy, accountability, and equal opportunity. My administration has taken a bold and innovative step towards sustaining peace and unity by constituting an interfaith council. The council, comprising respected Christians and Muslim leaders, was established to promote dialogue, mutual understanding, and proactive engagement across religious and ethnic lines. Meeting regularly, the council provides a structured platform for resolving grievances, fostering trust, and building lasting relationships among the state's diverse communities. This deliberate and inclusive approach has significantly deepened safety and security in the Kaduna State, ensuring that issues are addressed through dialogue rather than conflicts. As a testament to its effectiveness, Kaduna has not experienced any religious crisis in the last 2.5 years. This initiative reflects my administration unwavering commitment to peaceful coexistence, social cohesion, and the collective progress of all residents of the state. I dare say here that the recent mass political defections from other political parties, the ruling APC in Kaduna State, reflects a growing political maturity, favoring competence and resolve over identity politics. Economic empowerment forms another critical pillar in the fight against insecurity. Our financial inclusion strategy has integrated over 2.5 million previously unorganized citizens into the formal economy, facilitating access to credit, insurance, and savings for farmers, artisans, traders, and small businesses. This economic inclusion reduces vulnerability to exploitation and marginalization, common catalysts for violent conflicts. This interwoven relationship between economic development, social inclusion, and security forms a template for other states. It shows that state governments operating closest to the people have both the mandate and capacity to design locally relevant solutions, often overlooked by federal frameworks for cooperative pluralism in action. The current experience also validates the principle of cooperative federalism. We have aligned our policies with the federal government Renew Hope agenda. These reforms, the reforms being implemented by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu December at the national level, such as the removal of foreign subsidies and exchange rate unification, have created a macroeconomic foundation for stability. By cushioning these reforms with social investment like subsidized transport, education, fee reduction, provision of free or heavily subsidized farming implements and fertilizers for our farmers, we mitigate the impact of these necessary reforms on vulnerable population, sustaining social peace. The broader lesson is unmistakable. Nigeria's insecurity is deeply rooted in governance deficits and socio-economic exclusion, where citizens citizens feel abandoned, voiceless, or marginalized, grievances fester, and violence grows. State governments must therefore expand their role beyond law enforcement to champion social justice, inclusion, and economic opportunities. This paradigm shift is urgently needed. Traditional militarized responses have shown diminishing returns. When security forces remain indispensable, their efforts must be complemented by community engagement, institution building, and socio-economic revitalization for lasting peace. Kaduna's holistic approach demonstrates that resilience arises from the intersection of security, development, and good governance. Traditional institutions and local actors play a vital role in the peace building and sustainable development. In many communities, trust in formal security agencies is limited, harnessing the legitimacy of traditional rulers and community leaders in peace building bridges this trust gap, providing culturally resonant mechanism for conflict resolution and any warning. From right to anger, I am exceedingly proud and grateful to note here that our peace efforts in Kaduna have not gone unnoticed by even the international community. Just like we all are aware, the world has become a global village. On Wednesday, September 10, a momentous recognition came for our efforts and for our dear states in the form of an announcement that reverberated far beyond the borders of Nigeria. The United Kingdom government officially reversed its travel advisory for Kaduna State, moving it from red to amber. For a state that had been largely isolated on international scene due to a deteriorating security situation, this shift was not just symbolic, it was profoundly transformational. The revelation was made by Ms. Cynthia Rome, Development Director of the UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, FCO, during the signing of a new mutual accountability framework between the state government and FCO. This formal clarification by a global power like the United Kingdom is not merely a diplomatic gesture. It is a public declaration of confidence in the current leadership of the states and the steady hand in which we have been steering the ship of the state. According to the UK Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, which happened advancing moving Kaduna from red to amber, British citizens are now free to travel to Kaduna. The shift from red to amber reflects not only improvement in security, but also the broader progress Kaduna has made in the last 2.5 years. It is a clear endorsement of the Kaduna Peace Plan, an approach that draws on both kinetic and non-kinetic strategies, engaging traditional rulers, religious leaders, security agencies, and local communities with a collective bid to build trust and create lasting stability. It may also impress this distinguished gathering to note that in our bid to strengthen Kaduna State's security architecture, as governor, I have since expanded the State Security Council to include local government chairmen. This inclusive approach ensures grassroots participation and quicker response to emerging threats. The council now meets every 2 weeks, fostering enhanced coordination, intelligence sharing, and community-driven security solutions. The imperative of collaboration with federal government. I must reiterate a very important and irrefutable fact. My administration humbled efforts at restoration of peace and stability in Kaduna State since I became governor in May 2023 is not an isolated achievement, but a testament to what healthy collaboration between federal and state government can yield. Under the visionary leadership of President Bola Tinubu December, Kaduna has enjoyed unprecedented support, coordination, and responsiveness in security matters. From the outset, Mr. President made it clear that national security is a priority across Nigerian land and people. His New Hope agenda found fertile ground in Kaduna, where local initiatives have been strengthened by robust federal intervention. The National Security Advisor, Falana Uhuru, has worked with quiet tenacity and strategic insight to align intelligence coordination, early warning system, and kinetic operations with state objectives. The service chiefs and heads of other security agencies have demonstrated exceptional professionalism and commitment. Our joint engagements with the military, police, and other security agencies have evolved beyond protocol to operational collaboration, producing measurable results. Today, communities once paralyzed by fear now thrive with new confidence. Farmers have returned to their fields. Children attend the open schools, and markets home with life. This peace is the product of unity of purpose, responsive leadership, and governance that prioritize human dignity above political posturing. For this, I pay gratitude to President Tinubu and the entire security architecture of peace administration. International partners and civil society also have critical roles in bolstering local initiatives through capacity building, technical assistance, and investment. Nigeria's security challenges are interwoven with global dynamics, thus the multidimensional approach combining local ownership with international cooperation is vital. The call for state police. I cannot conclude this lecture without stating my unwavering conviction that Nigeria must summon the political will to amend its constitution to allow the establishment of state police force and state police service commissions. This is not theoretical. It is a national imperative. Our centralized policing system, well known in conception, is increasingly inadequate for addressing Nigeria's diverse, localized, and rapidly evolving security threats. As a member of our nation's 9th Senate, I sponsored a number of key constitutional amendments, bills seeking to decentralize policy and establish a multi-tier security framework. These bills include the Constitution Alteration Bill, SB 592, proposed